Hello, welcome again to High Desert Home and Garden. Today it is maintenance day here at the household. Anyway, I'm going to do an oil change on the 2013 Explorer here. And I just thought that I would take an opportunity to do this video and say that no matter what else I think of this thing, they did do some stuff right. Ford did. To start with, it's just ease of serviceability. They, as it is with most modern vehicles, it's generally not that easy for your average household mechanic to do stuff to them. But just take a minute and point out some of the things that are that I see have been done to the best of their ability and actually work out really well. Just basic, preventative maintenance items are pretty easy to do. For instance, your air filter is right here, and it's just held on with two little clips, and then it locks into this end, slides in. You just lift this up, pull it out, and then you can change the air filter. It's really easy. Next thing is your engine oil filter, and actually the drain. Get down here where we can see. So here's your filter. Doesn't get much easier than that. And then your drain is actually set up very nice too. This is it right here, so you can actually drain the thing out completely while it's up on ramps. One thing that I really don't care for is the fact that it's a non-serviceable transmission, transaxle, all-wheel drive unit, whatever you want to call the thing. Basically, you have to take it in and have it flushed. Unless you are set up to do a transmission flush at home, there's nothing you can do with this thing. It is a sealed unit. There's no way to just drain it and refill it. You can't even check the fluid level in the thing. I don't really care for that, but as far as just general daily or general everyday maintenance, it doesn't get much easier than this is set up for an engine oil change anymore. I've never done a belt on the thing, so I really can't say about that. It looks like it would be a great joy. This is your AC compressor right here, and that's the serpentine belt. But it is a small belt because most everything is gear driven on this engine. And I see an issue here. We have something leaking on the transmission. Anyway, I'll have to look at that and then let you know in a minute. But guess I should have crawled under here before I started saying about how easy this was. But anyway, let me get out and I'll show you the top side here. Well, under this nifty piece of plastic that says Ford on top of it are your spark plugs. Actually, it's not even plastic, it's foam. But anyway, there's these little... What is that one? Oh, there are tools required. I thought there were no tools required for this thing, but I think we can show you what I want to show you without having to get tools out. This little nut thing here is evidently very fine threaded. But anyway, if it comes off at all anymore, seems to get tighter. Well, anyway, perhaps if I was using two hands this would be a little bit easier, but this deal just lifts off, and this is your coil pack. Spark plugs are directly underneath. These actually look like they're pretty much sealed, unlike the old 5.4 V8s that would get just packed full between the coil pack and the spark plugs down through. It was the intake manifold on those, but anyway, this stuff is all actually really easy to get to. You know, when we bought this thing, I was very adamant that I didn't want anything to do with it. So I purchased a, was it a 5-year? It was a 5-year, 60,000 mile service contract for it when I purchased the vehicle. And you know, honestly, I wish I hadn't have done that, just by how easy this is to do. I opened the hood so I could see where the dipstick was in case I needed to check the oil on it, which I do that before we go on a long trip with this car, but not any more often than that, and it's never low, so I'm good with that. One other thing that I'm going to cover with you once I get done with the regular engine oil change here, which won't take long, but I'm going to show you the Ford capless filler neck maintenance. It's pretty simple, but it takes a little bit of time to do it, so we'll get back to that in a minute. Alright, so we got it drained, we got our filter off. Again, it just really impresses me with the ease of access to all this stuff. Now, this is a vertical mounted filter, so you know, always check and make sure that the gasket comes off with the filter and doesn't stick up there. And that goes for any filter, not just a vertical mount, but anyway. And now, just because I do things my way, stuff out of the way here. Anyway, this thing, as I said, time and again now, has a vertical mounted oil filter. So, in this instance, one thing that I always do, anything with a vertical mounted filter, fill it up. Okay, it has, you know, this thing doesn't hold a gallon like my diesel does, but still, if you put oil in it first, that's less time it's going to take for the thing to build oil pressure. Okay, that's a very good point to make, because you know, while it's only a few seconds, what's the point in adding any more time to your engine running without oil than it absolutely has to? And with this car you can actually get to the filter, so it's kind of nice. Call that good. Spill the oil, why don't you? As you can see, she's pretty full. Alright, so we've completed the basic engine oil change. Really simple to do, you know, pull the drain plug, drop the filter. Like I said, I always fill the filter, but that's me. And then it's just as simple as putting in 6 quarts of your favorite 5W20 engine oil. So now let's fire it up and let it run a minute, make sure we don't have any leaks, and go from there. As such, we've got it running here. Normally the stuff that's going to leak when you do an engine oil change is going to make noise enough that you can hear. So, no leaks. What we can see, that's good. And then everything should be circulated by this time, so we'll shut it down and recheck the engine oil. Make sure that we're full. Okay, so looks like it's good to me. Well, that's not bad. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it for as the engine oil change and other basic services concerned on this thing. That leak on the transaxle looks like it's coming out of one of the, actually the right front axle seal. So we'll have to get it back to the dealer and let them fix that, since it should still be under warranty. Anyway, on to the next thing. We'll show you their prescribed maintenance for this capless fuel filler system. Alright, so this is again what I have found is the way to maintain the capless fuel filler system. So as you can see here, you know, it gets pretty dirty in there. Again, you know, we're kind of a bit off, I guess. We live on a dirt road in the desert, but you can see it's all dusty and nasty in there. So what they recommend to do is to take some cleaner of some sort and something to open the filler neck, which this should be. Yep, that's pretty much exactly the right size, so that'll work. The videos I've seen, the guy uses a funnel, but my funnels aren't necessarily that long. Make sure we're back on target here. Pretty close. My phone's going berserk. Give me just a minute here. Anyway, so what they recommend to do is to take some type of cleaner. I'm going to use contact cleaner because it doesn't eat the rubber. And let's put this thing down. Just kind of wash off the dust, basically. Wipe it down with a rag. Clean off the seal area as much as you can anyway. Clean this all out. Clean off the gas door too, because it gets dirt and stuff on you. This is literally like a little, basically it's a spring-loaded magnet for the latch, however silly that may be. But anyway, that's the way they did it. Clean everything out of it that you can. Now, that looks much better already. So, now that we've got it cleaned, one other thing they recommend to do if your light is on is to open up the little latch in here, which is apparently easier said than done. But anyway, you just apply some type of lubricant. I'm going to use WD-40 when I find a can that has some in it. And anyway, just spray some in there. And it takes a considerable amount of force to open this latch when you're not using an actual filler neck, filler hose from a gas station. And just work that latch a little bit, because the seals in here will dry out, of course, and then it won't seal, and you will be running around with a check engine light on, wondering what's going on. Well, all in all, this seems to be pretty simple to do. Again, I can understand why this needs to be clean in here, even though I never did it before today, and it never really appeared like anybody at the dealer who was doing the carrying out my maintenance contract that I bought with this thing was doing either. But is what it is. And as I say, that's a pretty simple process just for insurance purposes. Again, probably not something that you're ever going to have to worry about if you go to your home in your subdivision and never get the thing anywhere close to dirt. But we don't have that luxury here, and we're not going to have that luxury where we're going either, so this will be helpful for that also. Anyway, hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If you would like to see more like it, comment, rate, and subscribe for more. Anyway, that's all for now. I've got some visitors coming over, and actually just one visitor, and he wants to buy my tractor, so I better get off here and see what I can do about getting it ready to go. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later.